Welcome back, ladies and germs, to the second episode of our Columbus Blue Jackets franchise mode here in NHL 2K6. And we're getting things started here with our first game of the season in Washington, D.C., taking on the Washington Capitals. So, I'm happy to be back, or not back, but I guess just excited to be doing the series here. We're finally getting going with some hockey here. We start off on the road, so it's going to be tough here to try and grab a win on the road to start the season. But we will be back home for our second game against the Calgary Flames, which will also be in this video. So we're going to do the first three games of the season here. I'm thinking about doing it in groups of three. After editing through the first three games, I saw how long the video was. I'm like, yeah, I think that's a good it's a good length. So it might take a while to kind of piece our way through the season. We might have to change the format up if there's games that where not a lot happens or not really worth watching or going through, then obviously I'll cut around them and whatnot. But for the first episode, at least of gameplay, I thought it was fine to just kind of go through these first three games here since it's the beginning of the season. And now we get a look at the goalie matchup here. Olaf Kolzig. I used to love Olaf Kolzig for the Capitals. And already I think I'm looking at some of the aspects that we might be able to change for this team moving forward. I've already played through a good chunk of this first month here and looking through Mark Denise. Considering looking forward here, and now Mark Denise hands it off to a defenseman. Now it's getting taken up by Rick Nash. Rick Nash with a slapper on the net, and on the rebound he gets the puck and a pass to the point, and Verbroni sends it in, or it's Thierry Fleury actually. Thierry Fleury rockets it in to the back of the net off of the rebound from Rick Nash. He passes it in, so we take a 1-0 lead here. But here in the top of the third period, the Capitals now taking it up and passing it between each other. Now behind the net they have it, and I'm going to try and the puck is loose in our own zone here. Washington again has it up by the blue line. Now back again loose behind the net, and off of a quick pass in front of Mark Denise, it is flipped into the net, beats him glove side. And he had a little step there. I mean, it was dangerous for a second, just off the backhand, and I mean, right in front of him. How do you lose that? Mark Denise just, I guess, I don't know, was too worried about maybe the wraparound, trying to guard the post a little bit, and just completely missed the wide open guy right in front of him. So this game is now going to be tied here late in the third. Or not late in the beginning of the third, so I guess there's still an opportunity here on offense for the Jackets, but they are not going to take it as the end of regulation comes. So if this game is going to be a win for the Blue Jackets, it's going to have to be decided in either overtime or a shootout. So here you see the breakdown of the stats from the game. We are out shooting the Capitals only a little bit, but enough. And so here in overtime, can our offense come up clutch again here? We need some big production here from at least that top line, or if we really don't get anything going here in the first little bit of overtime, we might as well be going to shootouts. But either way, in this era of the NHL, we have a 4-on-4 overtime. This is before we switch to the 3-on-3 format that a lot of you are probably familiar with in the modern day of the NHL. So we have a nice opportunity here with 4-on-4 hockey. We might be able to I don't know, maybe sneak a little win out here. And so Rick Nash taking it up again and passes it off to the center of the net. Because of the camera here, we didn't get to see what happened, so we will get to see it again on the replay. But Thierry Fleury is once again celebrating because he has netted the game-winning goal off of another Rick Nash pass. But here we go on the replay. You'll get to see. So Rick Nash passes it across, and somehow between a defender's legs, I don't know how he didn't get the stick on it or something, but Thierry Fleury gets the stick right where it needs to be and beats Kolzig on the glove side, similar to how Denise was beat on the glove side earlier in the third period. So we do manage to pick up our first win of the season by beating the Capitals at home, man. So we travel to the road to start off our season, and it doesn't seem to affect us too poorly as we manage to grab ourselves a very important win, and more importantly, a couple of points, because the points are really what's going to matter, of course, in the hockey world. So here again is a final look at the statistical breakdown. Washington with 2 breakaways was not able to capitalize on them. They were much more efficient passing as well. We did beat them on faceoffs, which is kind of important as well, and also just in general, goaltender play was just solid. Mark Denise stood on his head here in game number 1, but let's see what he can do in the home opener here in Nationwide Arena. Jerome McGinley, the GOAT here, taking it down ice. He's going to pass it, but he's going to get the puck back again and fire a shot off on Denise, and he's going to beat Denise and score the first goal of this home opener here in favor of the Calgary Flames. So here we see again, we'll get another brief look at it. as I think it's Lightcow, how you pronounce his name, but Aginla passes it off just to get the puck back again, beats the defense, man. Just not, the defense looked lost out there, and it's a very small window that he had. I mean, look at the small little window. Denise should be able to get that one with the glove, but unfortunately he could not. So it's 1-0 Calgary now late in the second period, and it's just taken down, just beats the defense. I don't know how, again, our defense just looking lost out there, but Tony Lindman was able to just kind of take it up himself, beat both the defensive pairing, and just somehow Mark Denise gets a stick on it, and a loose puck in the crease just ends up rolling into the net. So a dangerous play by Mark Denise is going to put now the Jackets in a 2-goal hole. Still early, or I guess now later in this game, because the second period just about coming to a close, so it's going to be tough here to try and pull ourselves out of a 2-goal hole, but we can do it. So, but at the beginning of the third period, once again, it's going to be some familiar faces, as this one is passed around our defense once again, and Jerome Aginla is the hero yet again. So Langkow is the name I was trying to say earlier, but Langkow had it passed off to Donovan, and Donovan just quickly whips that one over to Jerome Aginla, who's just in prime position. That's like in the Ovi position, just waiting for the one-timer to hit his stick so he can rip that one in to the back of the net. And Mark Denise, I mean, almost was there. I mean, just, I don't know, desperation save. It looked like he might have had a chance, but 3-0 now in this game, and just, when it rains, it pours, man. When it rains, it pours. As Chuck Kobasu takes it down himself once again, just rockets himself down and just rips a slap shot and beats Mark Denise glove side. So the defense really kind of letting Mark Denise down in this game here. A couple easy shots that you think he might be able to at least save. It's not like he's been kind of put in some compromising positions, but a couple bad breakaways like that, played very poorly by our defense, is going to spell a pretty big loss, a pretty big blowout loss here in Columbus, as we take our first loss of the season, and unfortunately comes in our home opener as we lose to Calgary 4-0. So here's the breakdown of this game. We were outshot pretty handedly by Calgary. They were just absolutely on one in this game here. Just completely on one. So I guess their two of their goals weren't counted as breakaways, even though I would probably argue that they were, but either way. So that's going to take us to the final game of this episode here against the Chicago Blackhawks in the United Center in Chicago. So 2 road games in this one video here, only 1 home. But this actually, I believe, begins a road trip that we have with the Western Conference. So I think we're going to start here in Chicago, and then we're going to take it. We're going to head out west here and play LA, San Jose, the Ducks. It's going to be a long West Coast trip. It's just a long road trip in general that we have. So we better strap in if we're not kind of battle tested by now, or at least ready for the season. Then it's going to get pretty out of hand before we know it. So we got to at least try around 500, which is what I would like to do for the season. And already we've got the 1 win and 1 loss. But above all, we need the points, man. We got to get the points. So here, halfway through the first period, we take it into the Blackhawks zone, and off of a rebound, the puck is loose in the crease, and Manny Malhotra is going to just kind of take the loose puck and put it in the back of the net here. I mean, it looks like, yeah, it was a kick. I think it was a kick. I was going to say, I think he might have kicked it with the skate, but I guess in this era of NHL, they're not going to review those, so that is just going to count as a goal here for your Columbus Blue Jackets, and we will take them, man, any way that we can. We will take them, because after getting shut out in our home opener, man, we're going to have to try and earn some goals any way we can. But about a minute later, Chicago now on the attack, and it's going to be a pass right in front of the net, and just a kind of a loose shot, kind of. I mean, just a weak kind of backhand beats Denise through the legs, as Arneson kind of just a weak little floater. You'll see him just skate down here in the middle in between our 2 defensemen. And yeah, Mark Denise, it might have been a tip here, and he might have thought he saw something else. Yeah, you see, just kind of misplayed it. Didn't really see where that one was going. Kind of blocked by a defender here. But late in the first period, to Chicago once again here, and it's similar to in the Calgary game here. I guess they're not going to count them on a breakaway because the defense was well all over him. But Ruutu was able to just kind of beat Denise once again. And these are the kind of bad saves where, I was kind of talking earlier, man, we're going to have to see what Denise can do for us, and just kind of 2 bad performances already seem to be kind of mounting here in back-to-back games, so we're going to have to consider this one. And now, very late in the first period, again, under 30 seconds, and it's a wraparound goal. Denise, I don't even know if he was aware that Bell was loose behind the net, but yeah, that was a very clear wraparound. And there you see he's hugging the pole, and before the puck, I mean, yeah, I mean, before by the time the puck's in the net, Denise has just barely moved. So it's 3 pretty bad goals, and Chicago takes a nice lead here heading into the second period. But now about 5 minutes into the second period, the puck now in Chicago's own zone, and somehow that might have been an own goal. I think that might have been an own goal, as Castles is going to get credit for it. He's going to be unassisted, yeah, because I don't know if he necessarily had anything to really do with that goal, as Chicago retrieved the puck in their own end. And yeah, that seemed to be a misplay by the defense here in Chicago, as Thibault was in, position. I don't know. Maybe he tried to pass. I really don't know how that one went in, but we will, again, happily take those. So we even up the deficit here just a little bit, but Chicago still has a nice little comfortable lead, so we can't be too concerned about that. So moving on ahead further now into the second period, and we have another puck in the back of the net. This one, once again, courtesy of Manny Malhotra, and that is, I mean, yeah, I mean, that is good. We had our first multi-goal game, or actually, no, it's our second. I already forgot that Thierry Fleury netted the 2 goals that won us our first game, and now the deficit has been completely erased as Malhotra beats Thibault on the glove. Look at that. He got the glove on it too, man. Just got a piece of him. And I mean, dude, to get that close to saving it and not managing to save it is a tough one if you are the goaltender. But now that that lead for Chicago is gone, and neither team was able to score another goal before the end of regulation, or in the third period entirely. So now we are going to need some more time to decide a winner yet again. And statistically, we are beating out the Blackhawks in this game here. Their goalie's been a little bit more efficient, obviously because they're getting outshot. But I mean, we are still fighting for every inch here, for every goal. Even if they might be own goals, we are still out here fighting for them as best that we can. So let's see if we can get anything going here in overtime, and hopefully we can avoid a shootout. But it would be cool, kind of fun, maybe to get our first shootout of the season potentially, and that is what we are going to get, as neither team could score in overtime, and so now we are going to get to the shootout, and our first opportunity here, it's going to be Thierry Fleury, and Thierry Fleury is going to net the first goal of the shootout. And now a few rounds later, neither team has been able to score, and on Chicago's last final attempt, it's going to be Mark Denise who stands on his head. So a tough game for him in the very beginning, but he does tighten up here for the rest of it, and we pick up our second win of the season against the Chicago Blackhawks. So there you have it, man. And we're going to look over the stats here. I didn't go back and record any hub stuff, so in the next video, we will cover the next 3 games of the season. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.